A quiet street, a mysterious stranger, and a chilling question. Am I beautiful? What starts as an ordinary walk home for a young student takes a terrifying turn when she encounters a figure straight out of Japanese folklore. This is the haunting tale of Akiko and the slit-mouthed woman. Are you ready to step into the shadows of this spine-chilling urban legend? In the 1980s, in a small Japanese university town, there lived Akiko, a 20-year-old student passionate about nightlife. She was a lively young woman with contagious energy who loved dancing to the latest hits with her friends. Every Friday night, they would meet up to explore trendy bars and clubs, carefree and ready for adventures. One evening, as they were leaving a lively nightclub, Akiko decided to go home alone. Her friends begged her to wait for a taxi, but Akiko, daring as ever, smiled and assured them she was used to walking. The dorm is just a few streets away. Don't worry, she said. The night was mild, and the glow of streetlights cast flickering shadows on the deserted sidewalks. As she turned onto a street, Akiko heard footsteps behind her. They were light, almost imperceptible, but regular enough to catch her attention. She turned briefly, but saw nothing unusual. Convincing herself it was just paranoia, she quickened her pace. Halfway home, she spotted a woman standing still at the end of the street, wearing a surgical mask, as was common in Japan. The woman was tall, elegant, and dressed in a beige trench coat that was fashionable at the time. As Akiko got closer, she noticed the stranger seemed to be staring at her, though her face was partially concealed by the mask. Akiko was about to cross to the other side of the street when the woman began to walk slowly toward her. Am I beautiful? The stranger asked, her voice soft yet chilling. Akiko was taken aback. The question was odd, but she replied politely, Yes, you are very beautiful. The woman tilted her head, then reached for the edges of her mask. Even like this? She murmured before pulling it off, revealing a mouth horrifically slit from ear to ear. Akiko froze in terror. The stranger held a pair of scissors in her hand, their faint gleam catching the streetlight. Am I still beautiful? The woman asked, stepping closer, a twisted smile stretching across her mutilated face. Paralyzed, Akiko didn't know what to say. She had heard rumors of an urban legend, that of Kuchisake Onna, the slit-mouthed woman, but she never thought she would encounter her. Vaguely recalling a story her friends had shared, Akiko stammered, You look normal. For some reason, this answer seemed to confuse the stranger. She paused, tilting her head as if lost in thought. Taking advantage of the moment, Akiko turned on her heels and ran as fast as she could, her heart pounding in her chest. The woman's eerie laughter echoed down the street like a macabre lullaby. Akiko finally reached her dorm, breathless and in tears. She locked the door behind her and checked every window. All night, she sat against the door, trembling, unable to close her eyes. In the morning, she realized she had left her handbag on the sidewalk during her escape. When she returned to the spot, it was nowhere to be found. But what frightened her most was the note, written in trembling handwriting, tucked under her dorm door. You were lucky this time. What would you do if you were in Akiko's place? Would you have answered differently?